Hi Sagittarius, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be going over what's coming in for you for August 2025 in love and finances. We're going to be going over what positive energies are coming in for you for the rest of this year. This is a timeless reading, so when you find this message is when you're supposed to see it. If you would like a personal reading, make sure to check out my description box below. In there you will find access to my socials, including my Facebook page, Moonlight Tarot. On that page, I do post live readings. Me and my friend go live on, it varies, but like it's every Friday or Saturday. Sometimes we'll skip a week, or if we're really busy, it might be like a couple of weeks we skip. But if you want, you can follow us on there and see if maybe you can catch a live. On there we do free readings for 15 minutes, and then anything extra costs money to conserve our energy. So I also have a Patreon if you would like to check that out. It's also in the description box below. On there I do bonus readings, I do pendulum questions, charm intuition. When you become a member, so your name gets added to my name deck, which I use on all of my YouTube readings aside from all signs because I don't have enough time. But the main monthly messages, or if I do like elemental messages, then those names will be on there. So if you're interested in getting your name in my deck, the only way to do that is to become a member on my Patreon. I am just now growing my Patreon, so when you join the Patreon you will get a free mini reading. And on top of that, you'll have access to like all the bonus readings and everything else. I do gear all of those readings on that channel towards my Patreon members. So it'll kind of actually be like a free reading if you think about it, because I don't have any members on there right now. So if you get in on that early and there's only like 1 or 2 of you in there, then those readings are geared towards you in particular. So you have a chance to actually get access to more free readings. So if you're interested in that, there's that. But let's go ahead and get started with your finance reading. Spirit, please clear, concise messages for Sagittarius for their love and finances. Okay, Spirit, let's dive into the unknown. I feel like you're in charge of something. I feel like obviously some kind of job, some kind, maybe in charge of your finances, wishes coming true, wish fulfillment kind of deal. You have the ability to go into a path where you feel like it's going to lead to your highest desires, your dream job, but I do feel like you are trapped in your mind at this moment in time. And I do feel like this is from past trauma. I do feel like this is from past trauma. Spirit is asking you to actually clear this while you're in this waiting period, because that might be why it hasn't fully come in yet, because you still have some healing to do before it can fully come in. Because if you're not fully healed, which we're never like fully healed, that's not what I mean. If you're not healed to the degree that they need you to be healed in for this position, it's going to be too hard for you to handle. So they want you to heal before you can go ahead and get to this position. You might have been waiting for a while. Movement forward though is happening. It's like they're saying you're moving the energy, because it was like this, it was upside down, and they wanted me to turn it right side up. I only keep it upside down if they tell me to. but they're wanting me to flip it right side up. So it's like they're wanting you to change the energy in this situation so that you can move forward on this task. Anything else, Spirit? So they're wanting you to connect with your intuition and with your heart, your soul. Like, you know that you really want to do this, and you know that you're really good at it. So you need to like cancel out this fear that you're having, this anxiety that you're having. You need to heal from this and just go for it. They want you to take that leap. Take the risk is what they're saying. Yeah, they want you to go for it. There's some kind of offer. Some of you could be your own business owners, but I'm also picking up on people who want to like apply for certain jobs. I'm particularly picking up on somebody who like is already in the job that they want, but they want to go higher up in the ladder, and they're kind of afraid to go for it because they don't know if they can handle a higher position in the company. They want you to go for it because they're saying that. So they're saying that even if you have like issues, conflicts, along the way, it's a learning experience for you, and you're going to be able to actually learn how to turn that around. So they're saying that you're needing to take this as a learning experience in your situation, because you're still going to get where you're going to go. They want you to not be so hard on yourself. See, the taking a leap into something new, it's like new territory. See how this is like a baby bird coming, like jumping out of the nest. They're like, you're ready to go ahead and make this leap. You're ready to jump out of the nest. You're ready to move forward on this path. You just need to believe in yourself. They're bringing up Dumbo again. Dumbo was brought up in a different reading. It was one of the other readings that I did. I don't remember which. I don't remember which sign it was, but there's another message. One of the other ones. Make sure to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. There could be a message in one of my other videos for you. All of these readings I do are focused around Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So they want you to take this leap though, and to have faith that your guides are guiding you and that you're supposed to go in this direction. It does look like you have a really strong support system, and if it's not at home, not with friends, it's in the business itself. Yeah, I feel like you're fighting with yourself is what they're telling me. Rather, if you should accept a higher position or not. They want you to do it because actually this is going to make it where your income becomes more stable. This wanted to pop out. What is this? Four of Pentacles. You're hesitant for doing this. You're hesitant for... They're saying you might be someone who doesn't like to be in the spotlight. They're saying that you might not like to take on too much responsibility because then you feel like everything is your fault if things go wrong. So that's where you're fighting with yourself on this whole situation, is if you should take this position or not, because you don't really want everything to be on your back. It's kind of like having the world on your shoulders is what they're showing me. Wouldn't be surprised if the world card pops out. We have Death. They want you to change this situation around. You need to start transmuting this energy into something new, because the thing is that if you don't grow, if you don't open up, they're saying you need to open up. If you don't start opening up, you're going to stay in the same position that you're in now. You're going to get really stagnant and frustrated. You are a fellow fire sign of mine. I'm an Aries. When it comes, especially to the fire signs, like we can't we can't just stay, this goes for all signs, but especially fire signs, from what I've noticed, we can't stay in one place for too long. So like we constantly have to have something going on, something, new job, new hobby, like something to keep our minds busy, because we have a lot of flame, a lot of passion. And so we really thrive on trying new things. They're saying by you not transmuting this energy into moving forward and actually opening up, it's going to delay your growth, and that's actually going to put you in a really bad energy, because your soul is wanting more. Okay, so they are highlighting the fact that this change does need to occur. They're bringing up October, so something could happen in October. New opportunities coming about. Yeah. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. You might get chest pains. You might freak out. You might get like, what is that called? Stage fright. I'm just feeling, it's weird. There's like a weird pain in my left side of my chest by my arm. It's like in my chest. That's weird. I don't know. That could relate to one of you guys. I know it's not me. I'm just letting you know it's not me. I pick up on certain things. My clairs are open, so I pick up on different like senses and things, and it's for someone out there who is experiencing that. But it's like you're afraid, you get like really anxious on trying something new. Maybe you've had bad experiences before. So interesting. They're showing me a small like little flame, and then like the flame just keeps growing and growing and growing with new experiences that you take on. Your soul is wanting to grow. It wants to expand. It wants to learn new things. Okay, it wants to conquer new goals and new lessons and new levels. Okay, in your development, it's kind of like a video game. When you're completing a level, you know, you want to keep going, you want to see how far you can go, you want to beat the boss, you know what I mean? So they are bringing that up. That was also in another reading of mine too. It could have been last month as well. Yeah, so they're showing me that. I know I used that metaphor with another sign. It could have been you guys last month, but it was Sonic running across the finish line. It was one of the old Sonic games, but yeah. So they want you to keep exploring new options and keep adjusting your path. You may feel overwhelmed with this whole situation. You may feel like you can't do it at times, which puts you in a stagnant energy, because you're like, I don't know if I should add more stuff to my plate. Obviously, like if you feel like you're taking on too much, maybe hold off until you can figure this out. They're specifically bringing up though, when we stay in a place too long that we're not supposed to stay in, the universe will send us obstacles and challenges to get us to move, to grow. Eventually a tower moment will come in if we're not on the right path, and they will send that tower moment. That way we make the adjustments that are needed, because they're trying to move us out of that energy. Okay, so the longer you sit in this energy, the longer you're fighting with yourself, you're fighting with your soul contracts, is what they're saying. So you have soul contracts that your soul wants to fulfill, but by you staying in this energy of not moving forward, it creates a bigger burden on you than you realize. You may not know that. You might be having dreams. That's another thing they're pointing out. You might be having dreams of what position or what like road you need to take, if you need to change your job altogether, or if you just need to go up in position. You might have a lot of anxiety, and maybe like those dreams are turning into nightmares. That's where they want you to heal that portion of you, though, because it feels like this is something that happened in your childhood or something in the past where you felt like you're not good enough to do a certain job. You're not good enough to be a leader, which is completely wrong. The King of Wands is your energy. That's Aries, Leo, and Sag energy. So they want you to feel your energy, be in your energy, and feel your happiness to the highest extent to move you out of this anxious energy. They want you to cast your worries aside. If you need to cleanse and like get all that bad energy out, you can use frankincense. That really helps clear the mind. There's also crystals that can help you as well, like fluorite, for example, can help you clear your mind, get rid of that mental fog on what you should be doing. You can also do Palo Santo, which will help raise your vibration, and also saging in general will help you as well. So I'll put information about all of those on the screen right now. Feel free to pause the screen so you can read more about that. Make sure to screenshot if you can. I will also be putting this information on my channel in general, on my posts and stuff, so you can always come back and look for it in case you forget like which video it's in. So okay, Spirit, anything else? Yeah, once you start moving into this new direction, once you take this leap, you're going to find a lot of happiness. That's what you don't see coming. You have to get out of your head, though, because I feel like you're rejecting. As of right now, I just feel like you are on shutdown mode and you're rejecting any offers that are coming in for you. You don't realize fully on how happy this is going to make you. I feel like you are possibly in a resting era right now. You could be healing, in the middle of healing, and that's why you want to like hold back and not make this change yet. I do feel, again, sometime in October, I'm picking up on, is when you might make this change, when you finally decide to make this change. If it's not October, it could be the new year coming in. I feel like there are times where you feel energy, like a burst of energy coming in, and then at other times it feels like you have no energy at all. I feel like it's like a hot and cold, yes and no, like you don't know how to make up your mind kind of deal on the situation. They want you to go within and really like feel your energy. They want you to realize the boss that you are, the leader that you are. They want you to recognize your skills and how you can bring them to the table for everyone involved, especially for you, for making money. They're bringing up the pine needles. I'm getting like grounding. You need a ground. I will post information about pine trees on the screen so that you can review what that means. I feel like that's important, though, some spiritual meaning about the pine tree. This could also just be like cleansing your energy, getting out into nature, grounding yourself. I also get like longevity as well when it comes to the pine tree. They're showing me the redwoods from California, like those big massive trees, and they've been there for like years on end, and it's so gorgeous. And it's like it took time to build all of that, so it's like you're going through the process of like healing, finding who you truly are, making that change of like turning your focus on basically not being in the spotlight to being in the spotlight, to actually, you know, taking charge of your career, finance situation, your job. I feel like this is a slow process, though. I feel like you're making progress. It's just taking one step at a time, one day at a time is what they're showing me. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like you're going to really be on your game with this. It's going to be a really strong stability for you. But at the same time, you're wanting to be logical about this situation. That's why you're in Hangman situation. But eventually you will move forward in seeing this through. It's just going to take a little bit of time because you want to be logical. You want to make sure that you can handle everything that's being thrown at you, because you may feel like things can kind of get out of hand, is what I'm picking up on. We do have Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, Pisces, Aquarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Leo, Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. So any of those signs could be highlighted in your chart. You could be dealing with any of those signs in general. You don't have to be, but those are the ones that are highlighted. This is going to apply to many different Sagittarius, so take it as you will. Spirit, can you give me more information regarding Sagittarius and their finances? What's going on in this situation? Let's dive deeper. Escapade, vacation, hideaway, and adventure. Yeah, it's like they want you to heal. They want you to, they're saying a life adventure. They're saying like you're going within and you're looking within and you're finding out what pathway you should go, what's right for your soul. For some of you, I feel like you might have met someone who is bringing this opportunity to you. If you haven't met this person yet, I feel like you will meet this person soon. But I do feel like you've already met this person. And they're the ones that are opening this new door for you, this new adventure, if you choose to go that route. There's also a possibility if you go on, say, vacation or something, some of you could run into somebody who might recognize your skills and your talents, and they're going to be able to open doors for you because they're going to be in a similar, job environment, some kind of connection. You're going to make some kind of connection with someone in regards to this job. And it's going to be good for you, I feel like. Soulmate, similar friendship, romantic partner. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could just be a really strong soulmate. Friends and family can be soulmates as well. So it just feels like somebody that you have a lot in common with. Somebody you may have known from a past life. Somebody who you get along with. But this person is they're saying blessings to your life, is what I'm getting. So keep that in mind. And it's possible that this could be a friendship or a business partner or something that could turn into something later on in the future. That's not going to apply to all of you, but it could be for some of you. This could be they're saying this could be a job change in general. So maybe you're at an entry job. Say you do video games. Here's a great example. You do video games for video game company, and you're in an internship, and you meet someone else who's also into video games, and they know of a new position that's hiring for beginner or even intermediate or something, and they feel like you have the skills where you could actually go into that job and really succeed. But it feels like your doubts are anchoring you down, where you don't know if you should make this transition into a new job or a new position because you're afraid that something bad could happen, and then you're going to lose the old position as well, and then you're just going to screw up everything. So it feels like this is a big life decision for you to make. Racing, running, avoiding. There's a possibility this This offer has come to you already, and you're just kind of like avoiding making the decision to move forward. They're saying exactly what they say to me all the time too. Are you afraid of success? You know, you're good at it, so you need to follow your intuition and your heart on what path you want to go in. Settlement, agreement, compromise. It's like, okay, yeah, I want to take this position. Triggers. There's triggers from the past. There's something that's triggering you from the past, and that's why you need to heal from that before. You know, you accepting this offer could be what helps you. I kind of feel like maybe you have been talked down to or something. It feels like you feel like you can't do it, you can't succeed, and you doubt your own skills. It could be so instead of, like, for example, I don't know, say you went to school for animation, okay, for video game, you know, video game animation, and they're saying, oh, you should do character design. You know, it's still under the same art field, but it's different at the same time because it's a different kind of concept. Even though it's not something you went to school or, you know, specifically studied under, it's still under the art field, and you still have skill towards it, and you may just feel like you're not ready for switching up your main focus in the company, kind of to like going to a different branch of the company is what I'm picking up on. So I just feel like you feel like you're not good enough, and this could be from like your childhood. Maybe your parents weren't as supportive as you wanted them to be, or what you needed at the time. You know, you didn't receive that encouragement that you needed, and so you're kind of afraid of money. Like, are you going to be able to make the money too? I'm telling you right now, if you look right here, this is the Fool stepping out into something new, and this is the 10 of Pentacles. This is very stable, okay? A lot of stability, but you have to open up to making this change in order for that to come in. And then once you make this change, go within and everything, you're slowly moving to this Pentacle, because the reason why it's so slow is because you have those doubts, you have those triggers. So once you clear that up, it'll actually come in quite fast for you. This speed right here all determines on how you are going to act. Like, are you going to show resistance? Are you going to run away? Or are you going to run towards this Pentacle? It's really in your hands and how you want the energy to move. Are you going to take that risk or not? You know, we have offer on the table. So yeah, somebody's definitely offering you something. I feel like it's the soulmate of yours is offering you more money. It feels like they're offering you a better financial ability. Journaling. So you could be doing something with writing, is very possible. Maybe you're writing stories or something. Maybe you're afraid that your stories aren't good enough. We have happiness. This is something that brings you a lot of happiness. Maybe you went to school for something, but this person has seen like how well you do writing, and you didn't specifically go to school for writing, so you're kind of like, I don't know if I could do that, you know, but they're like, no, you really should, you know, you would make a lot of money. So somebody's trying to convince you this, and it is one of your things that make you happy, one of your hobbies that make you happy. So you could actually make a lot of money doing this if you chose to do it. Crickets. I feel like you're sleeping on it. That's what they're saying. They're saying you're sleeping on it. They want you to make this decision of not holding back anymore and actually taking action forward to making this change. Receipts. I feel like some of you are digging to see if, like, oh, is this the direction I'm supposed to go into, or am I supposed to like hold back? So it really depends on you. I feel like this is actually making it go slow because you're too worried and asking for too much proof instead of taking action. So I feel like that's keeping you in that stagnant, slow energy. It's going to keep you there until you finally just say, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, you know. Crushed. So if you decide not to move forward with this, if you stay stagnant for too long, this opportunity could pass you by. So they want you to remember that. You could be very heartbroken because you might find out later, oh my God, this was such a good opportunity. Why did I pass it up, you know? So they really want you to think long and hard about this. They want you to make progress towards this. It says verge, about to reveal, confess, projected future days, months, and weeks. I feel like your energy, I'm just feeling a lot of anxiety. I feel like you want to run towards it, but it's like you're kind of like, no, maybe I shouldn't, but then you're like, no, I want to go, and like you're just back and forth. Like it's like one step forward and 3 steps back kind of deal. They want you to just go for it though, because if not, this is going to turn into a tragedy if you don't go for it. You are going to be really crushed and heartbroken that they gave the offer to someone else. They are saying that whatever you're in, especially if it's like an internship or something or a beginner job, I feel like there's an end coming to that. Not just like if you were to end it and make that decision yourself. I feel like that's not a position that's going to hold on to you for a long term. It's only going to be a short-term position is what I'm picking up on. So the universe is like offering this new door for you to go through before like the other thing ends, before the other position ends. Pressure cooker. Yeah, you feel like you have a lot of pressure, entrapment, pregnancy, money, heartstrings. You may just feel like you have no way of doing this job. I feel like you're in your head though. I feel like all this pressure that is building is just putting you in your head and is making you kind of depressed, where you're not making a movement towards anywhere. You're just staying in place because you're comfortable, is what they're showing me. Love affair. I feel like some of you really want to go in this new direction, but you're afraid of going in the new direction and it not working out, some kind of tragedy happening. But they're saying you have access to this new door. See the keys right here? You have access to it somehow, some way. Negotiator, bargaining, begging. Yeah, with this, I just feel like you're scared to move forward. I feel like you want things to stay the same. You might not like change. There's a possibility of that. And so you're just staying in the same position. This one fell on the ground. Insatiable. You're wanting more. The thing that you may not realize this, you're wanting more. This is really attractive. Like this job, this new job is really attractive to you. You're wanting more. But I just feel like there's something that's holding you back from going further into this. I just feel like you're scared. Moving, okay. Maybe you would have to move in order to actually pursue this job. Maybe that's where the money strings, well, money and heartstrings Maybe you don't want to leave family behind. Maybe you feel like you don't have money to move. I kind of feel like you feel like you don't have money to move. Threaten is threatening your financial security. I could be talking to someone who's pretty young, to be honest. I'm picking up on that. You could be a divine feminine. They want you to know that this is laid out on your path for a reason. Okay, when it comes to divine feminine, divine masculine, we all have, well, I mean, it goes for everyone in general, but what they're saying is that when it comes to your soul path, your light path and everything, there's a reason why these things get dropped on your path for you to explore, because it heals a part of you. It makes you feel complete, okay? Your work, your career, normally when people think of divine feminine and masculine, it's all about love and all this and all that. No, not all the time. A lot of it is about like your passions for your career, your hobbies, all that kind of stuff. Things that bring you joy outside of love. Your own self-fulfillment. But it feels like you should be doing self-love right now. It feels like you really need to focus on what is going to bring you happiness and leave this worry, this fear, this whatever reason you feel threatened. Leave that in the past and move forward. They want you to stay in the present moment, and not worry about the future. That's another thing. They don't want you just to like project and make you, because you're worried about you're projecting like worry upon the future, and they don't want you to be thinking about that. They want you to focus on today, making like those seeds, like planting those seeds for those to grow, so that over time you're going to be able to build up this pentacle, this Queen of Pentacles right here. Because you're going to plant all these seeds, and then you're going to, before you even know it, you're going to realize like all these plants have grown, like everything has come to fruition. So it's important to keep moving forward and not be stuck in the past. And not be stuck on worrying about the future. So that's the main message for finances. So make sure you think of 2 questions. If no yes and no questions pop out, I will pull from my pink deck after my focus deck. Make sure you label your questions 1 and 2. That way the order that you see the cards is the order that they are answered in. Okay, so these can be months, these could be signs, random information, people who could be helping you. This one wanted to pop out, so I'm taking that. So we already saw yes pop out, so that's the answer to your question number 1. Question number 1 is yes. What Spirit is telling me, so with the 1111 spiritual awakening, you're on the right path right now. That connects back to the divine feminine. It's like you're awakening to like your soul purpose and what you're supposed to be doing. So that's really important to highlight. You are having a breakthrough right now on what you should be doing, what career, what path you should be taking. We do have, like I said, the answer yes. We have a date night. I feel like this is that meeting over here that we were talking about with the soulmate. Maybe you were discussing with an actual, lover, what you should do with your career, and maybe they see stuff that you don't see. They have a different perspective to you, and they see how much, like, for example, journaling and everything has brought you a lot of happiness. So they want you to move towards that because they think you would be really successful. I feel like this person actually has a lot of good advice for you. Remember, this person is a soulmate, so this is somebody you can trust. We also have a karmic. This could be someone from your past. Now, if you dealt with a karmic from the past, maybe this is what you're still healing from. Maybe the stuff that your karmic has said has caused triggers from the past, and it's actually not healed yet, and you're bringing it into your present moment. We have Taurus, so anyone could be a Taurus. This is also May and June. No, April and May, sorry. We have faithful. I feel like whoever the soulmate is very faithful to you. It also means about like being faithful to yourself. Like, what actually brings you happiness? Don't lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. Your soul knows what it wants, you know. So it's about being faithful to yourself and having faith in God that and the universe that the right opportunities are going to land at your feet, and you're going to be able to take those opportunities and turn it into lots of success. It says they are coming back correct. You could be getting an apology from someone, could be from this karmic, that they are coming back correct, that they're apologizing for what they said to you. Maybe they're trying to clear some of the karma. It doesn't mean they're like trying to get back with you or whatever. Karmic could also be, you know, a friendship or a family member. Somebody could have said something to you that actually triggered you into believing that you're not good enough, or maybe your writing's not good enough, or whatever you're going for, your hobby, your passion in life is not good enough. And I feel like they might be coming back and like reassessing the situation and saying, hey, sorry, I said that out of anger, or, you know, you guys could have had a fight or something. But yeah, I feel like things are changing on that. We have divine timing, so things are going to happen when they're supposed to happen. Don't try to force things to happen, but it is important to make the change when you feel like you need to make that change. You need to settle those the fears of moving forward, settle those down, and actually take action. We have brother, so somebody could be a brother. You could have a brother that has a lot of useful information, advice. Somebody, maybe even this brother, maybe they were the ones that said, oh, you shouldn't go for that, it's not going to lead you anywhere, you know. And then they're going to realize, if they don't realize now, they could realize in the future after you make it big, oh, well, I was wrong, you know, I'm sorry. And, you know, or maybe they said something that they shouldn't have said, or maybe it just came out wrong, and it put doubts into your mind if you are good at whatever this skill is of yours. They are changing. Times are changing for you. Like, things are going to get better, but you have to put that action towards it to help along the process, you know. We have twin flame. So yeah, you could be a twin flame. We have the divine feminine right here. So I do feel like there's some kind of soul purpose. Like I said, 1111, it like wanted to pop out and then it flipped back over. So maybe you're kind of like questioning if you should go on this twin flame journey. The soulmate that you met could be your twin flame. So the saying goes, all twin flames are soulmates, but not all soulmates are twin flames. So twin flame, you only have one of those, but soulmates, you have multiple of those. So take that as you will. You know your situation and you know your connection. But I kind of feel like you're kind of scared. If you are dealing with the twin flame, you're kind of scared to go in that direction. That's probably why it said running as well. Running from that connection. You could be doing spiritual work, something to help the collective, the community, something to do with helping people. Okay, and you're just afraid to go in that direction. It could be a whole, you know, a whole like career change for you. Maybe, for example, I went to school for animation. Okay, I got my degree and everything, but the more I did spiritual work, I wanted to do videos like this to help the collective, because I think it's important. I feel like I get more. I still love art. I still love doing animation and stuff, but I feel like I connect better with my soul and stuff when I help people with things like this. Channeling information from my guides. I'm just really fascinated by the whole spiritual aspect and like understanding like our lessons and things like that in life. But yeah, so you could just be like questioning, should I go from a 3D aspect of work to more of a spiritual aspect of work, you know? It's going to apply differently to everyone, but yeah. Moon sign, so moon sign could be Taurus. Yeah, we have miscommunication. Like I said, there could have been miscommunication with a brother or something. Maybe if you are going into spiritual work, maybe your brother doesn't like agree with it. That's a possibility. Or someone else doesn't agree with it. They think you're wasting your time, you know? Or it won't make money, but in reality it's going to make money. Like God is going to provide. We have Sagittarius, so this is your energy. That is December and November. Apology. Yeah, there's some kind, they're coming back correct. They are changing. Maybe they're going to have like a breakthrough themselves and they're going to realize, man, I really messed up. I need to apologize. I didn't realize how I came off when I was talking, you know, and or maybe this is how you feel towards them. Who knows? Maybe your brother is the one that was trying to give you this advice and you're like, no, I don't need to go and do that, you know. We have 777, luck, wonderful things are about to happen to you. So this is a very lucky time for you to make that change. We have Aquarius, which is January and February, new beginnings coming in. They want you to know your worth. So something, I just feel like you doubt your worth. You doubt your abilities to do something. And they want you to realize that you really do have these skills and you really can change the circumstances or change people's, you know, if you're doing some kind of spiritual teaching, you can really change lives. You know what I mean? And even if you're not doing spiritual teaching, in general, you can really change lives if you chose to do so. It's up to you though. We have Venus sign. So like I said, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is all about like love and all that. That could be connected with your twin flame. We have Capricorn. So this is January and December. Capricorns. And then we have let go and surrender. They want you to surrender to the path, which is always the hardest thing to do. We have a third party situation. So there's some kind of third party influence that's coming in, like trying to change your mind on something, and it's important not to allow those third parties to dictate on what we should do with our life. You should really choose on your own what you should be doing. So we do have a yes for the first question. We're going to ask Spirit, what's the answer to the second question, please, for Sagittarius babies? We have a no. It says feeling trapped, hopeless, imprisonment, paralyzing fear. We have no. This is the anxiety card. So that concludes your reading for finances, and we are going to move into your love situation. Sometimes I have to check to see if the phone is still recording, otherwise I could be talking to myself and not getting any of this information down. So I like to check, especially during Mercury retrograde right now, because electronics, you know, like to go on the fritz. So yeah, make sure to check out my other videos as well. Like I said, the video game thing had popped up in a different reading. Could have been, like I said, last month's reading for you. Also Dumbo had popped up too. It was all about the feather and trusting yourself, trusting that your guides, you know, the crows, crows are all about protection too. I'll post information about crows up on the screen right now. But make sure to pause so you can read everything. But yeah, I feel in that sense, Dumbo was scared. He was a baby. He was young. He was scared to fly. He was scared to take that leap. And the crows and even the mouse were trying to encourage him to do it, and gave him a feather, knowing, like, showing, proving to him a 3D object, you know, proving to him that he could do it by him holding on to that 3D object, because it was easier for him to trust because he could see the object. So Spirit is trying to get you to trust in yourself, and you might still have a problem with 3D objects compared to like just the spiritual sense and having that faith. So that could be important. But at the end, Dumbo could fly without the feather. And he had learned that on his, you know, on his journey. So, okay, Spirit. So what's coming in for my Sagittarius babies when it comes to love? Let's dive into the unknown of what's coming in for them. This is a timeless reading. We are doing the reading in August, but I want to see the energies coming in from now until the rest of the year. But again, this is timeless reading for Sagittarius babies, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Highlighting on Venus too. Not saying it's not for Sun, Moon, or Rising. I'm just really picking up on that love energy right now. Let's see what's going on. That wanted to pop out and try to go back in. You're having anxiety on this. This could be a continuation from the finance reading. Not necessarily, but I feel like you are scared of some kind of stability shakeup is what I'm getting. I feel like some of you could be afraid that your family is splitting apart. Maybe you could begin a divorce or something. Or you just... I'm also feeling like some of you might not be feeling the love anymore in your relationship. I wonder, I kind of feel like this contract might have come to an end with this person. Some of you could be married. Not necessarily, but I am picking up on like there's some kind of doubt in this relationship. We have hot and cold energy. So your partner could be hot and cold towards you. Maybe they're not showing up like they used to be. We do have success though right here on the board. So can you tell me more about this? Is this just an energy they're in right now? And maybe they're having to put a pause on their relationship because they have to focus on maybe financial matters. Like what's this about, Spirit? Yeah. I kind of feel like maybe you might be focusing more on financial matters rather than your love life at this moment in time. So you're a little worried about like the home life. Maybe you've been working a lot. I feel like if you have been working a lot, I feel like now this is going to be for, I feel like, different Sagittarius compared to the first reading. But I feel like if you have been working a lot, I feel like it's been very, you know, that has been very stable. That has been like a lot of business coming in, really busy time, you know. But so that's a lot of success going on there. But at the same time, I kind of feel like you haven't been able to put your focus into your love life because you've been focused so much on material wealth at this moment in time. Yeah, working. I'm picking up on working. You're focused more on making that money It's just a time for you to make money right now instead of focusing on, not on career, on love. I kind of feel, so they're saying that some of you might be burnt out by the end of the day because you're worried so much on money. You might be working a lot, so it's like you're just burnt out. So when the end of the day comes and it's time to go to bed, it's like instead of spending time with your partner, I feel like you're going to bed. You're like, I'm too tired to hang out. I'm too tired to, you know, be lovey-dovey or whatever. I feel like you want to get some sleep because you're tired. I do feel like this is, yeah, I feel like this is hurting your relationship. The lack of emotional connection, I feel, is hurting your relationship. It kind of feels like you're more single than you are in a relationship at this point. Your partner may be feeling insecure and wanting to know, like, hey, what's going on? Why do I feel alone? We're supposed to be in this together, and you're too busy working and not spending any time with me. Yeah, I just feel like you're both alone. And it's not like you're cheating, or if like the roles are reversed, it's not like they're cheating. I just feel like work is the main priority right now. And I feel like whatever relationship this is, it is a committed relationship, even if you're not married. So boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, long-term, plans for long-term, you know. But I just feel like your partner or you are feeling very lonely at this moment in time because you or your partner are just, it's more focused on work. Yeah, holding back. Might be more greedy or like possessive of money. Just trying to focus on the pentacle right now. At least that's how your partner is viewing you, or that's how you're viewing them. You're just, in their eyes or in your eyes, one of you guys are thinking the other one's just greedy right now. And when it comes to money, you're just focusing on new beginnings, new things that are coming into your life. You're trying to make a difference in your life. Maybe a sudden change has happened. I feel like this, maybe you didn't have a choice for this to come in. You had to make this change. You were forced into moving in this direction. You were forced into this motion on, you know, head fast into whatever work or whatever this stability is. Like you have to focus on that. You don't have a choice right now. Yeah, movement forward. A lot of movement forward. And I kind of feel like whoever the partner is to the one that's moving forward, I feel like either you or your partner is worried about your relationship because somebody is too focused on finances right now. I just feel like you're tired of being stagnant. You or your partner, whoever is focused on finances right now, I just feel like one of you guys are tired of being stagnant, tired of moving slow, and so it's like you're finally making this change into moving forward and taking those steps necessary to make this happen. Conflict. Yeah, this could have caused a lot of conflict in your relationship. It feels like you guys, it feels like you guys are on different energies. So notice how these two cards, it's movement fast, and then this one right here is movement slow. This one's flying in, this one's on a chariot running in, you know. This is about fast movement, this is about slow movement, and that's where the conflict is coming in between you two. You guys just aren't on the same page, and it's affecting your Ten of Cups. Can you tell me more about the Ten of Cups, Spirit, to make sure that I am picking up on this correctly? Yeah. This is Seven of Swords. So it's like somebody thinks like being sneaky, like it's just causing some doubts, and I feel like the full information is not on the table. So somebody thinks that somebody is being secretive and possibly like trying to involve another party. There's some kind of another party like getting involved with your guys' relationship. It doesn't have to mean like a romantic relationship. This could just be work in general. But it's making your partner or you feel like it's like bringing up triggers where they can't trust you because they feel like your attention is not fully on them. So it's kind of bringing up triggers. They could be like accusing you of cheating, spending time with other people, when in reality you're just focused on work. This could be reversed as well. Take it as you will. You know your situation. King of Swords. Yeah, you're just in this logical time rather than like so when I see this, it's more like logical rather than wearing your heart on your sleeve. You're not in the lovey-dovey emotions. You're more on, okay, down to business. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns, you know. Bringing up Mulan for whatever reason. It's like you're training, like you're trying to better your life. You're trying to do this not just for you, but for both of you, you know, for your stability. And there's sacrifices that need to be made. So that's what I'm getting from that movie, which is causing the sacrifices being made is lack of, you know, being lovey-dovey with your partner because you're too focused on work right now. I wanted to pop out. Healing. This is causing, so there's a reason why this is actually happening, believe it or not. Whoever is having these doubts and thinking that like there's a third party getting involved, these are being triggered in this person for a reason. It's because they need to heal from this. They need to learn to trust you. They need to learn, or you need to learn to trust them. Take it how you will. It's whoever's, I could be reading a cross watcher, guys. Okay. So it's just whoever is having doubts in this relationship and think that their partner is cheating rather than working, they're the ones that need to heal. Okay. They're the ones, they're being triggered for a reason. They have some clearing that they need to do from the past. Waiting. Yeah. It's important not to, okay, so it's important to, yeah. Honestly, I feel really bad for this person because it feels like they're waiting and they're kind of grieving over this. Be careful, because the thing is that, yeah, you might be focused on your pentacle and everything, which is great. But at the same time, you need to try to learn how to balance those energies so that you're not leaving your partner out, basically out to dry, you know? Because the thing is when you do that, you can actually affect the situation, where they might actually walk away. They might pull away from you and go in a different direction. So it's important to keep communication open, especially during this time, so that you guys can stay close and keep your bond close. You know, this is actually going to help you grow if you move in the right direction. If you leave them out, like out of your energy completely, and you just focus all on your work and you don't focus at all on their, like, how they're feeling, this is going to, you know, do a lot of damage to your relationship and could actually cause you to lose this relationship. So while I know that you are really focused, or they are really focused on the pentacle, it's also important to balance energy so that you can make sure that other things that are important to you are not like mishandled. Anything else? Yeah, movement forward. Clear communication is what I'm getting with this, to be honest. Moving forward and like just getting everything on the table, being honest with them, what's going on. Don't hide anything from them, because some of them might have been trying to help you too. is what I'm getting. So I just feel like there's a lot of stress in this whole situation, and you're so focused, or they're so focused on finances, that it's just putting a damper into your relationship at this moment. So things need to be cleared up. Things need to be revealed if possible. Because right now you are in this bad energy, like fighting, conflict and everything. And you guys just need to talk. You guys need to, express what's going on. If you plan to keep this relationship, if you really want to. Because otherwise you're going down a road where you might lose this person if you're not cautious. Okay? And it might not hit you until after the breakup. You might realize afterwards, like, oh shit, like I messed up. I should have been putting more focus into us, or at least like explain to them what was going on. You need to be open and honest about what's going on with you. Yeah, breakthrough coming through. Honest, truth, speaking your truth. Yeah. Just let them know that you need to focus on your finances right now, because it's really important to get out of this issue in order to make this change happen. Yeah. And just like give them the reassurance that like I'm still here and everything. It's just I need to focus on my money at the time being, you know. But yeah, so we do have Pisces energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Aries, Pisces, Aquarius, Cancer, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we have, yeah, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius again. And then we have Scorpio. So Spirit, can you tell me anything else? I just feel like you're under a lot of stress. You just need to talk to them. Make sure you keep that communication open. Otherwise, if you don't, I feel like this whole situation is being mishandled. So you just need to talk to them, tell them exactly what's going on, so they're aware. You may have been so focused on work that you have even had time to think about like how their feelings are playing in the matter. That's if you want this situation to work out, you know. I know I was picking up on some of you are questioning like if this soul contract with them is over. That's a possibility as well. So go off of how you feel. Do you want to save this, or do you want to let it go? You know, it really depends on you. Let's see if we can pull some more cards to see what kind of, I want to see what kind of connection this is. It's possible it could be a karmic, but if it's a soulmate, this is something that you might want to actually like change around. So let's see. Could even be a twin flame for that matter, but yeah, divorce. Remember I had picked up on divorce. You might be going through a divorce because of everything going on. You might be ending this situation because you feel like this whole situation is just coming to an end. You feel like maybe you feel like the love is gone, like there's nothing more you can do. That's going to apply to some of you. If you want to keep this relationship and you feel like there's more to it, it feels like it's heading in the direction of divorce, because you're not taking their feelings into consideration, or vice versa. They're not taking yours. Okay? Drastic. They're saying that this decision is very drastic. I feel like it wasn't thought through fully. Keep in mind we are Mercury retrograde, so make sure you get clear communication with your person, because there could just be miscommunication, and then, you know, realizing there was a mistake made later on down the road after everything's said and done. So threatened, embarrassed appearances, so, you know, gossip. There could be third party energy playing into this whole situation. Maybe they have friends saying, yeah, you know, I bet your person's cheating on you because they don't spend any time with you, and so they're just feeling threatened. Their relationship is feeling threatened, so they're being drastic. Their energy is just not good right now. So you need to, or you could be feeling this way. Whichever way it is, if you want to save this situation, you need to communicate clearly with your person on what you are feeling, what is going on in this situation, so that you guys can move forward. Or if you want to end things, then end things. Legal, yeah, definitely possibility of getting a divorce. Damn. Somebody could have signed divorce paperwork. Access granted, social media, fake profile hiding, and then meeting two or more people discussing planning. Damn. This doesn't really relate to the reading that I'm picking up on, but it could be like a side story or something, or only for some Sagittarius, not all. I kind of feel like somebody made a fake profile and was testing their partner. If it wasn't a fake profile, I kind of feel like a friend or something, someone might have called this person to see if they were cheating, like to test just to test it, or they're going to. I don't know. I'm picking up on that though. This could also be like meeting with a lawyer, but I am picking up on that little side note. You know your situation if it happened. If not, that's not going to be for everyone, but I do feel like it's for someone out there that has happened. Childish games, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, about that whole thing I just said, that side note, I feel like it was just very childish games. Well, good Lord. They're saying that their friends or somebody might have made a fake profile and to test you, or vice versa. I just feel like whoever did this, it was childish behavior. And it was to test to see. It was just a faithfulness testing situation. You could have children with this person though. That's a very big possibility. If that does not apply to you, don't take it on that whole social media or phone call or whatever. I just feel like somebody that correlates with somebody. I was picking up on this one girl who does TikTok calls, and her name is or her page is XOXO Jazz. She catches cheaters. So I kind of feel, I was picking up on that earlier. I'm like, oh, I wonder if she's live. I like to watch it every now and then. It's interesting. But I feel it makes sense now on why that was getting picked up earlier. I thought that was just like me wondering, but yeah. Children could be involved though. If you're just going through a divorce, children can be involved. So what they are saying, if this hasn't happened yet with legal work going through, being drastic, your partner being drastic and everything, and saying, hey, I want a divorce, it feels like it's on the verge of happening. Okay, so if you want to switch this situation around, then I highly suggest that you make the effort to show your partner, hey, I still love you. I'm just really focused in work right now. I'm just really tired. Work is busy, you know. But Spirit is also saying that you need to make time for your partner to go out on a date or something, you know. Because the thing is that time escapes from us, and if we're spending so much time on our 3D material lives, we're not spending it with the people that we love, you know, time gets away from us and you might regret it in the long run. So just remember that, okay? Love, yeah. Plugged in, yeah. They want you to plug into love. Like, take a break from finances for a second and plug into your emotions with this person. How do you feel? Do you still have love for this person? See, it's like you're being plugged in, like you're plugged into financial support or love. Like, you have too much shit going on. Sorry for my language, but you have too much stuff going on, and you need to learn to balance the two so that both of them are being taken care of and not just one. Man. It's really up to you if you want to keep this situation. They're telling, yeah, see, money. Fighting about money. I feel like this could end up in a fight, so just make sure you choose your words carefully. Just explain to them, have a calm, sit down conversation with them about what's going on, you know. Hug them if you need to, kiss them, whatever. Like, you need to show some kind of love, or they need to do this to you. So if you are the person who is wanting this love and you feel like your partner is just like spending all their time focusing on money, maybe you should send this video their way so they can get the understanding on what's going on, because they may not even know what's going on. They may just be so focused on work and career that they don't know. See, blinded. I could be reading, you could be the one that's searching for this love from them, that you're just wanting this connection to pick up again instead of you just being left out in the cold. This is you. I feel like it's just breaking your heart. Triggers, yeah. I just feel like there's triggers from the past that whoever is focused on money, I feel like the other person's getting triggered that they're being left out in the cold and abandoned. Single, you know, they might as well be single instead of in a relationship with someone who is never there. Family, single mom, single dad, settlement, anxiety. You guys could be going through a divorce already, moving in that direction, and might be worried about the settlement, especially if like child support and all that kind of stuff is involved. Might be afraid if you can actually afford a divorce. Magnetic. Can you tell me more about this? You're being pulled in a certain direction, and they want you to feel your emotions out. Commitment. You're being pulled towards commitment. Look at this. You guys committed to this person for a reason, and so they're reminding you about like the high highs and the low lows, through better for worse, you know, through better or worse. So it just depends. Do you like love this person still? Maybe you guys should go out on a date. Maybe if you have kids, like have someone else babysit the kids or something. Get out on your own for a little bit, you know, reconnect with each other. Maybe both of you guys have focused on work too much and just put your relationship on the back burner. With that being said, like, it's going to cause problems. So maybe try giving this one last go. Therapy could also help, is what they had brought up. So it's up to you though if you want to do that. I just feel like you guys need to reconnect. They're saying, why so serious? So they want you to have more like fun times. You know what I mean? They want you to let go of the daily hustle and just enjoy each other's company and, you know, reconnecting with each other. Even like if it's a full weekend. It doesn't have to be just one day. It could be a full weekend. But let's see what focus messages I have to say. Think of 2 questions. 1 and 2, label them. If my cards don't answer yes or no, I will be pulling from my pink deck at the end. So, after this. Look at this. We have cheater and no is right underneath it. And then new love. I definitely feel like somebody thinks that the other person is cheating. And I don't think that's true. Like the first question for you is no, but I also feel like there's an additional message if your question was like, if it wasn't like, oh, is he cheating? Is she cheating on me? You know, I feel like there's an additional message, like whoever thinks that their person is cheating, I feel like it's no. I just feel like work is taking over right now. Miscommunication. Yeah. I was saying that. Okay, so we also got soulmate on the board as well. So this person is a soulmate of yours. Let's see. I'll make sure nothing flipped over while I was going through all of these. I always pull from the bottom too. New job. See, you could just be doing a new job. It could be one of those 90-day probation things, or your person could be doing that. And it's just requiring a lot of work at this moment in time. And you guys aren't connecting, and it's just making things really difficult at home, you know? Okay, so I do feel like whoever you are married to, I do feel like this is a soulmate. I feel like they are not cheating on you. I feel like they're just really focused on job. You're mirroring them. So I do feel like this is kind of like an eye for an eye. So if like they're ignoring you, you might be doing the same thing to ignore them to try to get their attention, to see if that changes anything. But that's not going to work. What you need to do is you need to actually communicate with your person and tell them how you're feeling. You know, they could just be really stressed out, and they don't want to be working all the time either. You know what I mean? I am picking up on somebody who's excited to be working this new job, and maybe that's why they're so involved, and they just don't realize that, they don't realize to the extent of how much time they're spending in their new job and not with you. So it's just really important or vice versa. So it's just really important to communicate those feelings. We have 12-12, self-identity, stepping into your power and purpose. This, you know, this could be a time, whoever is feeling like left out in the dark, this could be a time for this person to actually be focusing on themselves, not only for healing, but also for like finding their own purpose or their own hobbies. You know, it just feels like, yes, love is important. And yes, there needs to be, you know, an equal give and take. There needs to be, you know, balanced energies. But it also feels like I'm picking up on somebody could feel like they might be a little clingy. And it's important to realize that being clingy isn't always a good thing. Maybe try to find something to occupy your time as well. Especially if this is just happened and it's not a regular thing. If it's a regular thing, yeah, you need to address what's going on. I feel like it's kind of drastic though, going to divorce when it might just be a huge misunderstanding. Venus sign. Remember how I said especially Venus sign? I felt like that was important. So yeah, you could have a Venus sign of Sagittarius, or maybe Venus, one of the Venus signs will pop out in these cards. 777, luck, wonderful things are about to happen. So you, by having this communication with your partner, you might be surprised on how this whole situation turns around. They are coming back correct. Yeah, they might not even know what they're doing. They may be clueless because they're just, who knows, maybe it's a new job and they're really excited about this new job, and they don't realize how them not spending time with you is affecting you. So, you know, them coming and, you know, sitting down with you, having this long talk, maybe this will really get them to open their eyes about what's going on. Scorpio, Venus sign could be Scorpio of either you or your partner. Scorpio could be a significant season. I did say something was happening in October. That is Scorpio season. Scorpio is October and November. We also have Leo, so Venus sign could be Leo. That is July and August, which we're in right now. We also have January, which is Capricorn, and Aquarius. Your person could be a Capricorn, which would make a lot of sense if that's the case, because Capricorns are a lot about like stability and their finances, and sometimes they don't realize that they get carried away about their work. So that could be a possibility. Not trying to give them an excuse. I'm just letting you know that that is pretty common in the situation when it comes to Capricorns. Miscommunication. Yeah, I was picking up there's miscommunication in this. We also have sun signs. So sun sign could be Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius. Faithful. Yeah, no cheater. They're faithful. Like, there's no cheating involved. And if you feel like they're cheating, or if they feel like you're cheating, like, you need to listen to this. They need to listen to this message, Unfinished business. You might be, with this, I specifically am picking up on this drastic divorce under these two cards. Drastic divorce. I feel like unfinished business. Like, you have a commitment to this person for a reason. You feel this magnetic connection to this person. It's just one of those times that you're down. Okay, through relationships, through anything that you go through, you're gonna have up times and down times. So I feel like your story is not over. Their story is not over with this. Your connection's not over. We also have March, which is Pisces and Aries, and then we also have cleanse yourself. So all those are important. Make sure you cleanse yourself. You could do that with Palo Santo, sage, frankincense. You can even do it with crystals. You could do it with selenite. Here's some selenite right here. They come in many different shapes and forms. It's the spirits. When I talk to spirit, they always call this the holy stone. It makes it where negative entities and energies cannot come near the stone. Hold it in your left hand to have that energy come throughout you. You could also get like a pendant and put it on you, and it'll keep you balanced in your energy. It like cleanses your aura. It makes it where nothing negative can attach to you, especially if you're having like depressive thoughts. But make sure to pause. I'm gonna put some info about all the cleansing techniques and stuff, like the frankincense and sage and all that. So make sure you pause each of those and take a screenshot. I want to give information. I feel like it's really important to use this information to your benefit with your situations. That's why I want to make this channel a learning channel as well. Anytime, I'm going to put my info cards that I'm making that you see up on the screen. I'm going to put those on my channel. I'm going to make a post of all these different things. That way at any point, if you want to, you can go there and check that out. It's just general information about like what you can do, what each thing does for you. But yeah. So Spirit, can you tell me yes or no for Sagittarius's second question? I keep on wanting to say Scorpio. I've been wanting to say that from the very beginning. So I'm kind of questioning if my intro, if I said Scorpio. I don't remember. If I did, I might have to redo that portion of the reading. But so we have sudden change, speed, quick decision, excitement. We have yes. The answer is yes for this. Again, quick movement, quick decision making. This could have been the drastic divorce, communication, miscommunication, saying things possibly in a fight that you didn't mean to say, and not really wanting this to end. I also have a name deck over here, so I'm going to pull from this. If your name doesn't pop out, it doesn't mean that this reading is not for you. It just means that your name might not be in the stack. If you would like your name to be put into the stack, you can do so by joining my Patreon, which is a monthly subscription. It's very affordable, but you also get a free monthly reading. And there's going to be a lot of bonus readings, extended readings, pendulum questions answered. I might honestly even do some healing as well, like Reiki or something. They're showing me my sound bowl, so I might do that as well. And then I want to do intuitive readings for my charms as well. I have my charms over here, my charm box. But what I do, I also have my witch's runes. But I go ahead and pull like little charms, and I intuitively read them and how they relate to your situation. So yeah, this is like going within. This is the Hermit card, you know. And then even like initials and things. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of fun stuff on my Patreon, so if you're interested, make sure to check that out. The other thing that's really cool about that is that, like I said in the very beginning, I don't know if you skipped that, but in the very beginning, I'm right now I'm working on my Patreon on building that up. So it's not fully built yet, and I don't have members in there. And so when you become a Patreon member, you send me your name and your astrology sign. And when you send that astrology sign, that's the signs I focus on my channel. I don't focus on anyone else but my members. So if I feel like there's an extended reading for this one, I would continue to go in with the charms and all that kind of stuff. Even love messages. I have love messages in a bottle. I have focus messages in my jar. I have a whole bunch of cool stuff that I do. I also do have tarot dice, you know. There's just a whole bunch of different things that I'm going to be doing. And I give discounts to personal readings for if you want like a 30-minute personal reading. But yeah. Sorry, I went on that tangent. I'm really excited for the Patreon, but yeah. So right now, like I said, there's no members right now. I'm just building it right now. So if you want to become a member, I will start automatically doing that the moment I get a hit. And then you technically get free readings because I'm only focusing on your energy because you're my only member. So it's technically like getting free readings all the time until I build up more members. So that's really important to look at. And it's only $10 a month. So honestly, that's a steal, especially since my readings, my personal readings are $25 every 30 minutes. So, okay. So Spirit, can you tell me names for my Sagittarius babies? This could be your person's name, your name, nickname. It could be spelled differently. Does not mean it's not your name. It just means that it's spelled differently. Also, with however long. So for example, you join my Patreon and you get your name added to my name deck. If you are part of my Patreon for 2 months, you get to add another name. 3 months, you get to add another name. Like every month that you are part of my Patreon, you get to add another one. So names please for my Sagittarius. Okay. Yeah, if you feel like you need your person to like watch this reading, I would send it to them. I kind of feel like some of you might, if you're the ones that are working a lot. I do feel though that a lot of you are probably the ones that are not working a lot. Maybe you feel like your person is cheating. It's probably why you're watching tarot, to find out that kind of information, to be honest. You could just be bored, you know, don't have anything to do, might as well watch tarot to see what's going on with your person. So we have Jason. This could be, again, middle name, you know, spelled wrong, nickname, or your name's just not in here. It just means that it doesn't mean that this reading is not for you. What it means is that somebody else might have needed the reading, like the confirmation more so. Like if most of this reading referred to you and you feel it in your gut, then go with that gut instinct. But we have Jamie, Robert, Henry, Alejandro, Nathan, Michelle, Julia, Amy, Sierra, Elijah, James, Paige, Sophia, Isabella, Jennifer, Jose, Michael, Ashley, Lucas, Crystal, Noah, Angelique, Brian, Ralphie, Scarlett, Jessica. For some reason I was picking up on Jessica Rabbit. Either you or your person could be a fan of Jessica Rabbit. We have Austin and Joseph. So again, this doesn't have to be your name. It could be somebody that you're dealing with. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed your reading, Sagittarius, and I hope to read for you again soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future readings. Trying to build this channel so that people can get the information that they need for their situation. But I hope you have a wonderful month, day, year ahead, and I hope to read for you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.